ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मायं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुर् श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुना वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सौगणरघुनाथनितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सवधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सौगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमाते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करति वाचलं पुंगुलंगायति गिरिं यत्कृपा तमां वन्दे परमानंद माधवं श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं हरि ओम तत्सत् Hare Krishna. So today is our Ramayana reading class, the teachings of Ramayana. Today is our 18th number session. So we are reading from Ramayana and try to get some instructions and lessons for our spiritual life. Hare Krishna. Vishwamitra replied, "These two young men are Ram and Lakshman." We know that last couple of days, the Lord Ram and Vishwamitra has traveled and came back to Ayodhya. Mm. Mm. They came back to Ayodhya and they are all the Brahmanas. So after see the Ram and Lakshman, they didn't recognize. So they asked you to Vishwamitra, who are they? So Vishwamitra replied, these two young men are Ram and Lakshman, the sons of King Dasharath. They have come here to examine the great vow that you have been worshipping. I brought them from Ayodhya, so they came to from Ayodhya to my ashram to kill the Rakshasa that were disturbing my sacrifice. So Vishwamitra said that I just to bring them to who is disturbing to our sacrifice, the Rakshasas to kill them. So that were disturbing to my sacrifice. On the way, they killed the she demon Tatoka, and then at the Siddhashram, Ram hurled Marichika 100 jojanas into sea and killed Shubahu. Before arriving at Mithila, Ram freed Aholla from, from her husband Kars and received the worship of Gautam Rishi So Vishwamitra, just to introduce in front of the Brahmana to the Ram. So it is also one of the teachings for us when a person is to doing some good things, people don't know that person, we first to introduce them. Any lecture or anything when we are doing, we should give the speaker or the orator, whoever, we should give them the introduction. Who are they? What type of person? how powerful. So then the audience, the attention will come to him very attentively. That's why Vishwamitra giving the introduction that who is this Ram. Later, when everyone has comfortably seated, uh, Stanada, the chief priest of the Maharaj Janav, and the eldest son of Gautam Rishi, requested Vishwamitra to recount in detail the story of how his mother had regained her origin form at the side of Lord Rama. So later, when everyone was comfortably seated, Sthana, the chief priest of Maharaj Janaka and eldest son of Gautam Rishi, requested Vishwamitra to recount in detail the story of how his mother had regained her original form at the side of Rama. The Rishi then happily related the entire incident. Thereafter, Stanada reciprocated by narrating the glorious story of Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra was born as the son of Gadhi and formally ruled his kingdom as a righteous Kshatriya. Once taking an Akshayini of soldiers with him, Vishwamitra began to travel over the earth. In due course, he came upon the hermitage of the great Brahmarshi Vashishta. Whole story. Entire the beautiful hermitage, entering uh, the beautiful hermitage which was inhabited by many sages. He bowed respectfully before Vashishta. The Rishi received Vishwamitra cordially. The two, the two become engaged in friendly conversation. Vashishta said, "My dear king, please remain here for a few days as my guest, that I am entertain you a manner of befitting your position." Vishwamitra humbly replied, "I am already fully satisfied with your kind reception. I ask only your permission to leave." Here is one teaching so you can see. A person is to be happy in their life, how much he from the heart is satisfied. Always one of the great word you always to remember. Satisfaction is measurement. Satisfaction is counted by other person. Happiness is counted by other person, and satisfaction is counted by oneself. So in this material world is counting how much you are happy, this, that, but satisfaction can counted by yourself, that how much is that. So when a person is not satisfaction from the heart, he will never even happy to going back home, back to God. That's why the real Golok Vrindavan in our heart. When we are satisfied, then we will feel we are in very nice, comfortable place. But even if you are in Sargaloka, even Golok Vrindavan, but if you are from the heart, you are not satisfied. No, even Krishna cannot satisfy you. That you have to understand that. Understand? So Vishwamitra humbly replied, "I am already fully satisfied with your kind reception. I ask only for your permission to leave." Vasishta, however, repeatedly insisted that Vishwamitra and his Vishwamitra vocabulary. Vishwamitra, however, repeatedly insisted that mm, Vashishta, however, repeatedly insisted that Vishwamitra and his men remain. Vashishta said that you stay here. You know. Finally, hmm, final. So Vashishta, however, hmm, Vashishta, however, repeatedly insisted that Vishwamitra and his men remain. Vashishta, however, repeatedly insisted that Vishwamitra and his men remain. Finally, Vishwamitra relented. This uh, begin settled. Vashishta brought his Kamadhenu cow named Shubala before Vishwamitra and ordered her to produce a sumptuous royal feast. Being so commended, the celestial cow immediately brought forth a huge quantity of seemingly unlimited varieties of food and drink, all arranged on sparkling silver platters. platters. Vishwamitra and his men then feast to their full satisfaction. It is another teachings that whenever your any just like a relatives or any guest is coming to your house, so it is your duty that you just to feeding them very nicely to please them. Then your good fortune will come. Just always to remember that. Then it will be nice. Okay, just 1 minute. Hare Krishna. So, however, before long, Vishwamitra began to feel envious of Vashishta, wishing he had a celestial cow of himself. As the pangs of greed surfaced, Vishwamitra told the Vashishta, I must have this wonderful cow of yours all at all cost. Please give her to me. I will rear it you appropriately. We can see here is one of the greediness. People, when one of the instructions we can get it that people when they are in good in a materially that otherwise we can say in another way when people live something inauspiciousness will come or some difficulties will come, then first in his heart is coming to greediness. You see, Vashishta was very nice, everything is going on. Vishwamitra's everything is very nice going on. So during that time, suddenly he went to Vashishta Rishi's hermitage and immediately to see the celestial Kamdenu cow, he think about, I also need that. Why you need that? Whatever you have, you be satisfied. As soon as you are thinking, I need that, then you are doing some wrong things and then your life is misfortune will come. So this is the teachings of scriptures. So when a person is satisfied in every way, but suddenly some unwanted things, whatever you have not in your hand, but in your mind is coming that I need that, that immediately your life is coming so many the difficulties and problems in your life. We can see now. That's why never to be greedy for other things. Whatever you have, I always to say, if you want to be greedy, greedy for three things. the holy name, holy katha, and service of Krishna. But don't greedy for other material things. If we are just greedy for material things, then side by side we have to take the guaranteed that my life will be miserable for that. You will see the Vashishta Rishis now the problem will arises now. Vishwamitra offered the sages hundreds and thousands of cows, gold. Vishwamitra offered the sages thousands, hundreds of thousands of cows, gold, unlimited jewels, and more. Regardless, Vashishta refused to give up his celestial cow, saying, I am very sorry, but I shall never be able to part this Kamdenu with this Kamdenu, even in exchange for a billions of cows. This wish fulfilling cows is inseparable from me, for I need her to supply all the ingredients for my sacrificial performance. He also said, I can't give it because for my sacrificial whatever need, I get it from him. Vishwamitra then replied, this cow should rightfully belong to me. Vishwamitra then replied, this cow should rightfully belong to me. For the king is meant to possess the very best of everything. The cow should be rightfully belong to me. For the king is meant to possess the best everything. He now started writers. Generally, a is saying that generally who is the king, all the good things should be under his control. He's telling that. So why the cow should be in your hand? Cow should be my hand. So you see, when people mind is coming like that view, what is happening? So he's telling that Vishwamitra then replied, sorry, another thing is that when a person heart is coming to greediness, that time his heart also coming to the become the like a want to be the leader. When a person, another teaching so you can see, when a person heart is coming to greediness, immediately his heart is full of the post, power, position to capture these things, also coming these things into his heart. Because Vashishta refusal only fanned the flames of Vishwamitra desire. Because Vashishta's refusal only fanned the flames of Vishwamitra's desire. The king proceeded to offer the sages more and more. Regardless, Vashishta refused to part with his cow. Finally, out of frustration and anger, Vishwamitra grabbed the cow and began dragging her out of ashram. You see, when person greediness is coming, his memory not working. At this, Kamdenu carried out pitifully, imploring Vashishta, O Rishi, why are you allowing me to taken away like this? Kamdenu cried, shouting and pitifully, says telling, Oh Rishi, why you taking me dragging like this? Although I have served you faithfully, are you now going to desert me? So he's telling like that. Shubala freed herself from the hundreds of men Shubala freed herself from the hundreds of men assisting Vishwamitra in dragging her away. As she fled back to the ashram, Vasishta replied, "My dear Shubala, I am certainly not abandoning you. However, my power is not equal to the king. I am helpless to rescue you." Shubala replied, "Dear Rishi, the king's material strength is insufficient in comparison to your spiritual strength. If you allow me to do so, I will utilize your superior energy to vanquish Vishwamitra's army myself." Another teachings we can get. In this material world, a people power position in front of your the blessings or sadhana bhakti is nothing. A person in a money way or whatever way, he can become so powerful, so big and whatever. But if you are in sincerely do your devotional life, they will not to do anything to you. Because with you, the Krishna is always with you. The blessings always with you. So nobody can do anything to you. So that's why the Shubala cow said, if you are feeling that if you are nothing, but I know that you have everything. So if you don't mind, I can use your strength, potency. When Vashishta gave his consent, Shubala uh, proceeded to create innumerable fierce oris from her body, then began to consume uh, Vish, uh, Vishwamitra's army. However, the powerful king destroyed them all. Moreover, his Kshatriya spirit blistering, he challenged Shubala to create more soldiers. If she desired to continue fight, Shubala then produce more fierce warriors and springs from her uders, genitals, anus, and other body parts. This superior soldier completely vanquished Vishwamitra's army. Seeing this, Vishwamitra's 100 sons angrily rushed at Vashishta, but Brahmarshi reduced them to a merely pile of ashes simply by uttering a mighty roar. Having thus lost not only this entire army, but his son as well, Vishwamitra departed pale and dejected. Vishwamitra ordered his only remaining son to rule the kingdom and retired to the forest to perform austerity, hoping to please Lord Shiva. So, what is the instruction we can see? When a person become greedy, he become aggressive, and for this aggressiveness and for this greediness in life, he is just losing everything. So we should take the teachings in our life. We should not to be greedy in our life. If you greedy, that means you are losing everything. Losing. You see, Vishwamitra was very nice. Everything was very nice. But as soon as the greediness coming, he losing everything. So this is the teachings in our life. In our life, whatever Krishna is to giving us, we should be satisfied. We should not to be just like a greedy mind. Then we have to remember this story. How Vashishta losing everything. Even his 100 sons also losing for these things. And another thing that when greediness is coming, for that greediness, not only you only to suffer, for your greediness, your whole family, your whole army, your whole society also to be suffered. Also to be suffered. And another thing is, I'm always to say, when greediness is coming to our heart, then we always to understand My destroyer is also coming to near to my life, near to my life. Just we can see even Ravana become greedy to get the Ram, Lord Ram wife, then finish. So we should not to keep the space in our heart to stay in the greediness. So after some time, Lord Shiva becomes satisfied with Vishwamitra's austerity and appeared before the king to reward him. The delighted Vishwamitra expressed his desire. The delighted the delighted Vishwamitra expressed his desire to the delighted Vishwamitra expressed his desire to possess the knowledge of all celestial weapons. Desire to possess. You see, somebody can do the austerity, needs some blessings, but Vishwamitra asking the weapons, celestial weapon, because he still his heart greediness is there. We can another instruction we can see those who are demigod worshipper except Krishna and Vishnu, still whatever he is looks like, his heart still not free from the desire. We sometimes see the Krishna's devotee, maybe they go with the greediness, just like a Dhruva Maharaj, went to worship the Vishnu in the greedy mind to get the kingdom better than Brahma. But after to do the austerity for Vishnu, his heart is free from all the greediness. All the greediness. But we can see he went to Lord Shiva for austerity, but still his heart is not free from greediness. So except Krishna and Vishnu or the devotional austerity, a person not to do it, he never ever become free from the greediness. If any person want to be free from the greediness, he first to do the worship of Lord Krishna or Vishnu. Devotional activities you have to do. Then you are free from that. So, Lord Shiva, known as a Ashutosh, because he is easily pleased. So, thus Vishwamitra, he rewarded Vishwamitra his desired benediction. Thus Vishwamitra, who was already too proud, became excessively puffed up after receiving the celestial weapons and thinking his prose to be invincible. Another thing is that those who are demigod worshipper or the material person or the greedy person, whenever they possess something in their life, immediately they puffed up. So there is a Hindi word say, जो चीज जितना जलेगा वो चीज उतना फूलेगा और वो उतना तुरंत फट जाएगा. जैसे हम लोग देखता है, just like we can see the heat oil when you put the puri inside that puri, even the puri become puffed up, and after a few minutes it will burst up. So when you are be greedy to see someone and you are be like a jalega, your heart is burning, why he has these that, and you are become more puffed up, and finally by yourself you will burst out. So this is the instruction. So as soon as he got to the all celestial weapons and everything, he was so puffed up. I am now superhero. Nobody can do anything. This kind of things he is thinking. Vishwamitra went directly to ashram of Vasishta and began showering down his weapon so fiercely that it appeared the ashram was on the verge of annihilation. All the sages residing there began to flee to terror. Despite Vashishta's assurance. Indeed, in a short time, the area appeared desolate. Picking up his Brahmanical rod, Vashishta addressed Vishwamitra as follows. Because of your rash act of aggression, I shall now cut down your false pride and show you the futility of your so-called poise. Vashishta held out his Brahmanical rod and neutralized all of Vashishta's weapon. Vishwamitra then restored Vishwamitra restored to hurling his remaining celestial weapon. When these two failed, he prepared to release unlimited ultimate weapon, the Brahmastra. He finally thinks that I will kill him with the Brahmastra. From above, the demigod witnessed the specular duel. When Vishwamitra invoked a terrible Brahmastra, they, be, they became wonder-struck and fearful. However, after Vishwamitra released the Brahmastra, Vashishta countered it by assuming an awesome form of gigantic proportion, with the flame blazing forth from every pore of his body, neutralized the energy of Brahmastra. The tremendous form exhibiting by Vashishta's stand everyone who witnessed it. Indeed, after seeing the Rishi's great pose, the sages become to offer Vashishta's prayer, assuming his normal form. In the meantime, Vishwamitra desisted from battle and departed Vishwamitra, and commending the meager power of Kshatriya, powers of Kshatriya. Understanding the Brahmanical power to be superior, Vishwamitra became determined to become a Brahmarshi like Vashishta. He then went to seclusion with his wife and began to execute a severe penance. After 1000 years, Lord Brahma appeared before Vishwamitra and formally confirmed upon him the status of Rajarshi as a award. However, the Lord Brahma departed. Vishwamitra hanged his head in shame over the meagerness of his achievement, remaining determined to achieve the status of Brahmarshi, nothing less. Vishwamitra again resumed his severe austerity. Severe that Lord Brahma came, Vishwamitra, and formally confirmed that Brahma appeared before Vishwamitra and formally confirmed upon him the status of the Rajarshi as a reward. He gave him Rajarshi, but he want to Brahmarshi. During the same time, there was a king in the line of Ikshashu named Trishanku, who ruled from his capital, Ayodhya, desiring to perform a sacrifice that would enable him to ascend to heaven in his human body without challenging body. He requested Vashishta to become his priest. Vashishta, however, refused, claimed it would be impossible to perform such sacrifice. Afterward, Trishanku approached Vashishta, the 100 son, who were engaged in performing sacrifice, and asked them to assist him in the performance of his sacrifice. However, when they learned of their father's refusal, they angrily chastised him for attempting to solicit their help after being turned down by his guru. Hearing their criticism, the, Trishanku replied, "If you are not willing to help me, I will seek the assistance of other more magnanimous. Upon hearing Tishanksu's impudent statement, the Rishi became furious and caused Tishanku to become the Chandal. Soon after, Trishanku's golden complexion turned black and his garments became old and solid. As long as lustrous hair fall off, his cosmetics turned ashes, his gold ornament turned to iron, his garland transformed into flowers from a crematorium. You see, when people in the material world, not to get the whatever they are wishing from a person, if you not to get it, immediately they even to leave it the guru, even they leave it to the any person. Trishanku said, if you not to help me, then I will just to cut up you as my guru. So you see how he was so boastful to get the power and position. So for the power position, people can do anything. When Trishanku's ministers witnessed this transformation, they immediately abandoned him as untouchable. Having become the Chandal, bereft of his former position, Trishanku went to see Vishwamitra, who was engaged in performing austerity. You see, a same person to like you to another person. And that's why Vishwamitra also very angry to Vasishta. Now another person rejoined. That is his Trishanku. He also disliked to Vasishta. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So we'll read the next class. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.